How you doing, YouTube? Matt Massa Beer Reviews back with, a little bit of double dry hopped hopeful goodness. A little bit of collab action, actually, in the form of KCBC and Aslin. I like saying Aslin instead of Aslin Brewing. This is their Doogie Bowser. This is a double dry hop, double India Pale Ale, coming in at 8.5% alcohol by volume, and it was canned about 3 weeks ago. This comes courtesy, a little bit over 3 weeks ago. This comes courtesy of my boy, and your boy too. We're all boys here. This comes courtesy, who sent me this? That's the whole thing. I'm sitting here trying to remember who sent me this for like a half second going, fuck man, I forget. Kyle from Brooklyn. Holy shit, man. Getting old. Let's put it that way. Anyway, thank you very much, bro, Kyle, for sending this off. I did an unboxing of this, and I said, okay, they're ripping off, Mario Brothers, and IP is basically fair game. And someone says they're not ripping off Mario Brothers. They're ripping off the guy that played Doogie Howser. I guess they're ripping off both of them. It's all being ripped off. That's all I know. It kind of makes me laugh, though, because it's like, they're ripping off. Maybe he did something called, like, Doogie Bowser before in some kind of comedic thing, and they're ripping that off. But then he was ripping off Mario Brothers, and everybody rips off everybody. It's like kind of like a worst beer blog. If you don't know who that is, then that's weird. But someone posted, or he reposted somebody actually saying, like, somebody ripped off Monkish off one of their cans, because Monkish had this Campbell soup can thing, and someone did something similar. Single Cut did something similar, and they're like, oh, look who's ripping off Monkish. And be like, well, fucking Monkish ripped off fucking Campbell's. Like, they ripped off someone to begin with. So anyway, label-wise, I always dig on KCBC's art design, and as far as Hazie goes, that be Hazie. I mean, it's not turkey gravy, but it's getting close. Index finger, infinitely tight head, and it has this kind of nice, rich, kind of real fruit juice kind of vibe to it. Let's get a nose. I snorted some foam. That always means you're up for a good night. I mean, this really does come off as like a grapefruit, tropical fruit, and stone fruit. I mean, there really is running the gamut of all the stuff over here. But it's rich. It smells like there's an actual fruit addition to it. That's how fruity it comes off. There is a bittering to it. It's not too big, but I think it's going to be a little bit more elevated in the taste. But it really does just come off as a concentrated fruit juice. Citrus leaning, grapefruit leaning. Definitely kind of mango, and then peach. But then there's all these underlying kind of subdivisions of all those fruits kind of floating around in there. So yeah, fruit medley time. Let's dive in. Cheers. Wow. That is one of the most aggressive carbonic beers I've had. Wow. Man, I thought it was hops coming up to bite me. It is like carbonic acid craziness up in this sucker. God. Man, I just can't enjoy it. There's such a good beer here, too. There's such a good beer here. What did they do? Did they fuck up? Man, that's a weird one. That's a really weird one. Barley oats wheat, 8.5%. Citric Galaxy and Strata hops. I mean, there's nothing too crazy coming out of here, but I mean, that fruit portion is there in spades. There is a green portion of hops in there, but really you get struck with the super sharp seltzer-like carbonic acid thing that really just washes over you. It's very much cola-like, but where cola has a more carbonation than carbonic acid, and they have enough sweetness to kind of counterbalance it. That's where this one kind of flips the script, in that the way that seltzer water carbonic thing comes off, don't really get it much on the nose. But in the taste, it's so sharp, and it's so forceful, it kind of keeps me from digging into the beer to getting a little bit more into the beer than I should. Yeah, I mean, each sip is a little bit easier to take because it was so aggressive at first, but man, this is probably one of the most disappointing beers going from the nose to the taste that I've had in quite some time, because it really did smell like this super hazy, fruit juicy kind of craziness on the nose, and really just snuck up on me with the way the carbonic thing kind of comes off. It just really kind of flipped the script. It's crazy. It's a very unique, not in a good way. man, I could see people loving this because that whole carbonic acid thing is a take it or leave it kind of prospect. Some people aren't even affected by it. I mean, listen, Dancing Gnome does a ton of beers. Most of their cans have this kind of big carbonic thing. Foam is another one. There's a couple breweries that really kind of do it, and it's, I guess, kind of what they do. And people just don't care or don't detect it or it doesn't bother them, or maybe they even like it. But I'm not one of those people. So when I get it in a beer, I mean, it's readily apparent. And it just kind of disjoints me, kind of knocks me out of enjoying the beer. And it's weird because I've had a bunch of KCBC stuff, and I like what they do. So I don't know if this is an Aslin influence. It could be. I think I remember getting this on some of their beers, but I'm not super well versed with a lot of their hazies. I don't know. That's a weird one. Super weird beer. Fun review because it's cool to kind of have your thoughts and what you're thinking and your perception from the nose and the taste kind of jostled like that. That's a fun game to play. But yeah, weird beer. So yeah, I mean, let's give it one last college try. Fruit medley on the nose, follows soon. The taste immediately cut off by that carbonic acid. There's a green thing beneath it. Again, carbonic cutting it off. Halfway decent mouthfeel. Again, sharp carbonic acid kind of just kicks it out the door. Done. Is it one of the better hazies I've had as of late? No. Just these kind of beers and the way that kind of carbonic thing comes off doesn't work for me. It is what it is. The poopiest part about it is it tastes like a fantastic beer. So if that wasn't there, it'd probably be one of the better ones I've had in quite some time. Bag availability. KCBC stuff typically is attainable. Usually not a horrible price point. Who knows what? Who knows what? Kyle sent it to me. Let me know what's what. And leave you with if you like what we like this beer. If you like foam, if you like Dancing Gnome, if you like those kind of beers and you're like, what the fuck is this guy talking about? Then you'll like this beer. It's just something I have a hard time getting past personally. So if you're like me when it comes to these kind of beers, then it might be something that you might want to avoid. So there you go. Another review in the books. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it as much as I did. Or more than I did, I should say. Down there if you want to talk about it. Massive Beers if you want to check me out doing the social media stuff. Beer Massive. Want to check me out doing a whole podcasting thing. And hopefully you guys enjoyed the review. Hopefully you're enjoying a nice little hazy right now. And hopefully see you next time. Cheers.